There's this food cart in Elmhurst and they sell skewers for like $2 and it tastes as good as the deal sounds. It is run by this one man and he barely speaks any English, so you might have to kindly gesture your orders sometimes, and he is in his own little bubble when he's grilling those orders, like listening to songs. They probably tell a story of like his life in China and how he ended up here on a street in Queens. On the other end of the sidewalk are a few chairs that you can sit on, so you're just there waiting for your order on the sidewalk. He does not turn back once you've placed your order, and you only have to pay at the very end, so you're just there on the sidewalk. And yeah, like you could walk away at any moment, but you do not. In a sense, he's gambling by serving us. He could take minutes, he could take ages, but you wait. Because in a sense, businesses are built on trust, but also that by making these skewers, he's in many ways pursuing something in his life that he always wanted. Maybe he first had skewers when he was a kid with his parents or his friends, and when the chance of pursuing a business came to him, he honored his childhood by choosing to make this his profession. Or maybe he just learned to make it a few years ago and he liked it so much that he stuck to it. But these jobs that we see people do every day, I don't expect it to always come easy to these people. So there has to be some heart in it. And in a sense, we're contributing to his dream by being a part of it. And I look around here and it's just a struggle between ambition and survival. There are people who are just trying to make it day by day, and there are people who are trying to make it big. And most places you're one or the other, but most people here are just both. This mutual struggle makes us one. And see, that's my thing. People love to run their mouth about Queens, how it is boring, blah blah blah, and especially transplants in New York City. But as long as you're surrounded by people with ambition and compassion, I think no place can be boring, and you can always feel home in it. And as I munch down on those skewers, it fills me with a sense of community. This Chinese man is telling me, some kid who moved here from Nepal, his story through food. We're divided by birth, we're divided by religion, we're divided by language, and nowhere else would we have met. But here, now, we are a part of something together. I actually moved here 2 years ago, and ever since then it has been a lot of moving around, apartment to apartment, some close to the station, some not so close, some old, some weren't even apartments, they were houses. But the fear or joy of moving into a foreign place is just a fear of losing your presence in the place you've always been. I may have moved myself all these miles away with all my stuff, but I cannot bring my presence from back home. How do I take the fact that the guy who runs the store near my house back in Nepal knows that I cut my tongue when I was 7 years old? So sometimes finding a home is just rebuilding your presence in new places. It can be exciting, sometimes even, and you have a clean plate to start on. A telltale sign of a home is the reaction you evoke from its environment, and the reaction it evokes from you. Everywhere I move with my posters. However, the small A4 paper prints, they can't stand being moved, so I just reprint them every time at my school. Whenever I put them up, I feel like it helps me establish my presence in my new place, but it is hard for the environment to accept you as quickly every time. This place in Grand Ave sells $3 chicken over rice, and they don't know me by name, but they know me by face. There's this inherent thing in my brain that makes me very nervous while ordering or talking to customer service employees, but by the time they knew that it was social anxiety, it had already gone away.
Fastest store in New York.
Yep.
This is Castle Chicken right here.
Uh-huh.
They're the fastest. Before even you pay your money, you get your food.
And they don't just let anyone use their bathrooms, but if you ask for it, they'll give you a card to pick the bathroom lock with. So what you have to do is slide it in between the crack of the door and the frame and turn the knob until it unlocks. However, when you turn around to close the door, there is no lock. So anyone can just do the same and unlock the door while you are doing your business. And it is also kind of like a gamble, much like the guy who runs the food cart. You simply have to trust. I mean, you can always just yell from inside that it's occupied, but it's never a pleasant experience, even with my roommates. It all boils down to the fact that I trust these store runners to keep in mind that it is occupied by me and make sure that no one else gets in. It's sort of a social code, it's a sign of respect. That is what turns these blocks into neighborhoods. And now it brings me so much joy that there are signs that I exist here now. And if you only collected me through the memories of people I talked to, how they say I looked, I dressed, I talked, or what my go-to order was, you would end up with a picture that is not very dissimilar to me. In many ways, the local stores here have helped me find a home within the city. Okay, so poetically, it is very important to exist in threes for me. I'm sort of a number nerd, and numeric harmonies are big for me. 2 is a pair, but 3 is a pack, you know, the rule of 3. So if I wanted to finish this video, I had to naturally come across a third food place in Queens, which was also cheap, and which kind of made me feel like home. And for that, I strolled around a bit. Right where the first food cart is, there are 2 more, but that would be cheating, so I didn't use that. There is also a $1 burrito place near my station, and I had been saving it as a last resort in hopes that it would be my saving grace, but then the dollar burrito tasted like it just costed $1. I mean, actually that's harsh. It was decent. Maybe it was just not for me. And I went around for months trying to find my third spot, and at that point it did not even have to be any nearby neighborhoods. Anywhere in Queens worked, even Flushing. And to be honest, as long as it was in any of the boroughs and it was cheap, I would take it. Not Staten Island, of course, but mind you, I was broke, so I could not just go anywhere and just eat either. Miraculously, on my last day of classes before summer, I was so hungry that I went to the deli nearby my house because they had been renovating this whole time, and they renamed it Gaza Deli. I got a cheeseburger for $6 and a can of Coke for $1, which is a steal, to be honest, and it was beautiful. In the face of this world where $6 can leave you with nothing but a lottery ticket that only takes money from the poor, these men wearing keffiyehs made me a delicious burger. I have been going there since. The sad thing is no one actually comes here because it is far from the station, but it is nearby the Long Island Expressway, I think, and well, there you go. There you have the 3 spots that kind of make Queens my home now. Well, that and the smoke shop by the station where I buy an Almond Joy every time for my walk back to my house. He knows me by my face. So does his son. You know, we as humans bear stories from generations, from different places with different struggles, and we bring them together to narrate to each other, to help each of us further our tales and achieve something with it. And all we truly need is a space to coexist, to belong and share our lives, and this is where many will feel at home. And I would say, for me so far, it's been New York. And I'm very happy to share my story through my book that very recently came out on the 26th of June. It is a collection of 59 narrative poems which tells a story of a boy during the fall of Kathmandu in the 18th century. And so it's called Kathmandu. You can order it on Amazon, and I'm very glad to be able to share it. Yeah, and you can buy it if you like. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.